Hello there everyone, welcome back to another video about a children's trading card game. Gate ruler video, as per usual. I apologise for the delay on this one. There were some technical issues. You might have seen this video got published yesterday, but there were massive audio difficulties, so I'm re-recording it now. That's the story. Let's just go ahead and get started. We got a bunch of stuff to talk about today, and I don't want this video to be too long. So, we've got a load of cards, and we've also got this roadmap. So, this is actually really exciting. So, what was I talking about? This is the future plans for March to November. Now, obviously, this is Japanese. I would assume, though, that we should be synced back up soon. I know, like, this 6-week delay is peak, but there's... I'll talk about the reasons why I'm pretty confident it'll sync up come Set 5. Let's go ahead and just get into it. So, we will inform you about the rough schedule of Gate Ruler until November. This is tentatively planned, new coronavirus stuff. Look, I personally think that is just a bit of an excuse to give them wiggle room, but that's fine. So they're going to be talking about this Discord tournament, the Shiden Cup. If you speak Japanese and you want to give that a go ahead and enter. I believe it's starting this week as of the time of upload. So yeah, go have a look. And then the top prize is the Shiden promo, which looks very nice. Then, March to April in Japan, it's going to be this Gate Ruler Mini Grand Prix. It shall continue, and then the main Grand Prix will take place, including this Thousand Year Sakura promo. I will say that, you know, this is all great for Japan. Don't get me wrong. I want this to keep happening in Japan, but like, seeing as English is the market that is providing the majority of the money for the game, maybe it would be good if you guys got your shit together and did some online remote tournaments, at least for English. It's really not that difficult to run. I know, because one bloke in America did it, and it went fine. So, you know, just come on, guys. It's been a year. Anyway, then March 31st in Japan, obviously, Set 4 is coming out. So expect like that whole card list. And I probably will do deck profiles, but they will be online only. And I'll see what I can do for content-wise for those 6 weeks while we are behind. We'll make it work. Then, in early April, Japan gets their deck builder. Finally, they can stop moaning, even though GateRuler.eu is right there. 1st of April, this is a promo version of the level 1 event from set 1 that reduces any damage to 0. I've forgotten the name, right of something or other. Yeah, I mean, the card is kind of useless at the moment, so I don't know, maybe it'll be better. But yeah, this is another thing. And then, obviously, from Set 4's release, there'll be new promos that are being added. There's going to be this big thing in Tokyo. Cool. Here was a bit of a shocker. Yeah, okay, April, May, Gate Ruler in China is releasing. So if anyone has any way of, like, letting me know exactly what is going on with that, if you live in China or if you have contacts in China and you can find out what the hell is going on with the Gate Ruler Chinese release, please hit me up. Honestly, I know very little about the Chinese market of trading card games, so I'd be very interested to see some information about that. So if you can help, please leave a comment or message me on Twitter or something, or join my Discord server linked in the description. While you're down there, hit the like button and subscribe so I don't have to say that later. Just do it, please. Continuing onwards, then Japan's getting Grand Prix 4. Yep, good for you guys. Give us something in English, please. And then there's going to be a Discord Grand Prix. Maybe I will try and enter this. We'll see how well my Japanese, or lack thereof, it does. Then there's going to be updated promo cards. So, you know, like, this will be stuff we'll probably get as shop tournament promos. Then here's our first bit of news that actually matters for English. The end of July, and I think that will be English as well, will be the Versus starter deck. Alice versus Draconoid Dreadnoughts will be released. So why do I think that? Well, okay, we're getting it in mid-May, mid-June, mid-July, and then mid-August. So I'm expecting like a 2-week or so delay, and that will be 3 months after the set releases, which is like a totally reasonable amount of time to be getting new things. That deals with the next bit as well, what I was talk about, but here is a little bit of artwork for Draconoid Dreadnought, something or other, land battle form. I'll talk about this in a little bit because we've seen a different version of this. I'll talk about that in a second. But obviously, I'll just quickly say my opinions on that deck. So the thing is, with the Alice starter deck, I am exceedingly gassed. I've made it no secret that I think Alice is my favorite deck in the game to play. I enjoy the play style, and you know it does suck. It does suck a little bit that you know, all that stuff got folded into set 4, but it does seem like we're getting a new starter deck. And I know that, you know, relative to Gate Ruler prices, because I mean, again, this game is ridiculously cheap, but relatively speaking, Alice is one of the more expensive decks. So it's good that it'll get a starter deck, which is probably going to reprint everything. Honestly, like, it's probably reprinting everything, but you can't release a starter deck without there being some new cards. So obviously confirmation of brand new cards is cool. We already saw we were going to get a set 5 Alice anyway, but yes. Speaking of set, oh, and also Draconoid Dreadnoughts are, you know, big dragons, big Robo Dragon military thing. Like, that's going to be exciting. That's going to be hype. That'll probably be the one I'm more interested in, like, generically, because that'll be the one I'm sort of like, okay, cool, because I can't imagine there's going to be that many. I think there'll be more cards, more new cards with the Draconoid Dreadnought one than the Alice one. Because otherwise, I mean, like, we have the full A7 come set 4. So, you know, I don't know how much more they can do without just giving us new Alices again and again and again. Anyway, you guys don't care about that. From the end of July to the middle of August, so he's giving himself that window there, set 5. Stormbreaker, and this is going to be the first set in the new series will be released. So now it says there's going to be a follow-up report for details. So, okay, cool. Obviously set 4 is probably going to drop, and then maybe a little bit after that we'll get some more details on set 5. I will say main thing here, there will be there's no standard thing. There's no rotation, no back, nothing. You can use all your previous stuff moving forward. Obviously, it probably wouldn't be great to completely reset the game. That would probably piss a lot of people off, what remaining players the game has. Let's quickly also say that this is releasing in Japan from the end of July to the middle of August. So this is why I think that we're going to resync back up come set 5, and we'll probably get that mid-August. I think that's pretty reasonable to expect. And that way, English only has to wait 3 months. Which is good because it'll have been quite a while, I think, because set 3 was the end of October, so it's November, December, January, February, March, April, May. Yeah, so damn near 6 months of set 3 format in English. So, you know, it'll be good to get set 4 finally, and then set 5 soon after. Let's then keep going here. So this is a card from set 5. Cool. Then here's a bit I'm covering up at the bottom. This is the exciting stuff here. Look at this. September. So obviously, okay, get rid of Grand Prix 2 and August. Yeah, fine. Okay, after set 5 releases. September, a new versus starter deck, which we probably know what's going to be in that now, and I'll talk about that in a moment. And from the end of November or to December, the 6th set will be released. So that's probably going to be, September, October? Yeah, about 3 months, 3.5 to 4 months. So not bad at all. Let's then go ahead and talk about exactly that. So basically, they did a poll, and I'm annoyed because I'd done this video yesterday and the audio was messed up. So unfortunately, the poll has now ended. But I can tell you the results of it. So basically, there was this tweet, and I'll show you the results in a second, and it says, we are planning the release of a new constructed deck. Which would you prefer? The first option was X-Vaders with the new special ruler. The second option was an easy-to-use for beginners Berserker deck. The third option was a Genesis deck of pretty girls and knights. Cool. And then the fourth was a Gate Ruler variant of stun beatdown decks from Yu-Gi-Oh! So what that means is like floodgates, and then just, it's like, you know, like skill drain, gravity bind, fucking 7-colored fish beatdown. I know that doesn't make sense, but you know what I mean. That sort of thing. And the top 2 of these will be released as 2-player starters. So what won? Well, here are the results. As you can see, in first place by actually quite a significant margin was the Yu-Gi-Oh! Stun beatdown deck. So I guess a good few hundred people who voted on this are just degenerates. Then, just eking out that second place, thankfully it was my vote, was the X-Vader with the brand new ruler one. I mean, I'm shocked this didn't win by a landslide. Just behind was the Simp deck, and then way back is the Berserker one, which, like, I mean, honestly stood no chance. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I mean, these are close enough that, like, arguably he could do either. I don't think anyone would, like, really be that annoyed. I want to see the X-Vader one, but I wouldn't be mad if Genesis someone got a starter. You know, I really wouldn't be mad. So, you know, we'll see what happens. With that being said, let's go ahead and talk about the new cards which we've got. So let's go ahead and try and blaze through these. Let's just put that there. Okay, so this is Dragon Dreadnought Saku Ikazuchi Air Form. So this is the Air Form variant of that card we saw earlier, which was going to be that Land Form. And I'll talk about why this card just makes no sense to me. So this is the 3/2/2 level 2 Dragon Military, level 2 Dragon Synergies, yeah, fine, whatever. Military Dragon, whatever. When this attacks, choose an enemy set card, destroy it. That's a nice ability. And then when this is attacked, you may DR1, put this on the bottom of the deck, and special summon one Draconoid Dreadnought Saku Ikazuchi Land Form into the same zone this was on in an exhausted state. It might not matter that it's exhausted, you know. We'll have to see why all that sort of matters, and we need to see Land Form to evaluate how good that is. My problem with this card is why the hell would you make this a card in set 4 and then go, we're going to print the other one at a later date? And I'm just like, do you think people are going to be excited? Like, is this your way of generating hype? Because in my mind, this is just a way of pissing people off, right? Like, this this absolutely, like, could have just been a generic Draconoid Dreadnought and we would have been like, right, fine, it's a thing. And then you could have just printed like a strictly better version and people would have been like, right, that's a bit weird, champ, why'd you even bother, you know, printing the first version? But like, it's so weird to me that you would advertise like this. you would go, oh yeah, the central piece of support for this card will be released later. So I mean, I can't really evaluate it until then, but yeah. Then we've got Space Haunted House. This is a really interesting card. So this is a forced reveal, level -4, Incident Crime Naught Incantation Sightseeing. So Crime Naught does matter a bit there. It says, during this turn, neither player can attack. So obviously, if you slam this down on your turn, which, I mean, you know, if you see it in any way, it's probably going to be like that, that's a bit of an L. However, if you are playing RPS Maniac, you can play around rock, paper, scissors until the winner's determined, and if you win, then, okay, you can get one attack off. Sure. That being said, if you can somehow draw this on the opponent's turn, then obviously that's pretty funny. And if you damage stack it and you don't care, it's just a normal damage. So it's not all bad. The main thing, though, is that this is a level -4 without counter, right? Like, this is one of the very, very, I think, only 2 cards in the game with a negative level that are not taking up your counter limit. And the fact that you could just probably quite easily chuck 2 of these into a list, gain 8 extra levels, I think is very compelling, and alone is probably going to just make this card see play. Like, it's a very easy inclusion, right? Because you are far less like drawing this is like the least likely thing to occur, right? Like, you're most likely to not see it, followed by damage check it, followed by draw it. So it's, you know, and you don't even lose any counter space. Seems like a pretty easy inclusion to me. But we'll need to see, like, maybe just losing that turn is really that bad. And, you know, not attacking, like, it's not turn ending. Like, maybe there will be a deck that is built around, like, where you just don't really need to attack. Like, this could slot into a burn deck very nicely, where, okay, fine, I'm not attacking, whatever. It'll just be interesting. We'll see what happens. Then we've got What a Coincidence, which directly supports that card, which is a level 0 Incident Historic event, which the counter is to play this card, and you look at the top 4 cards of your deck and drive one with Force Reveal from among them and put the rest on the board of the deck. So obviously, you play this during the opponent's turn, look at the top 4, find your Haunted House, slam that down. This is all very much clearly designed to be in RPS Maniac, as like that deck, so okay, fine. That could be fun, but obviously you can see here the potential where, yeah, it's a bit of a janky combo, but if you can really build around this with lots of powerful forced reveal cards, that could be like really, really stonks. And it's not like there's bad forced reveals in the game already, right? You've got like Black Hole, which will like nuke the board. You've got like Ure, which will just give you a 0/5/0 body. You know, those are decent options. And then obviously now if you do this on the opponent's turn, which, I mean, you would, because, like, why not? You know, you're probably going to be getting something good. Then obviously you can just end their turn, basically, and that's obviously pretty crazy. So I think this is going to be a fun deck, but, you know, not a very generically powerful card, but a fun deck to build around. Then we've got Exo Armored Trooper Gorma. This is a military robotic level 1441. When another ally, military or robotic, is about to be dealt damage, you may reallocate all that damage to this. So this says reallocate that damage, so this doesn't reduce. So Lucifer takes a fat L to this. You know, if your opponent tries to Eon something, they can null the abilities, but the damage will go to this. Your opponent can't do any of that blanket board wipe damage because you can just reallocate it all to this. So yeah, that's a really nice thing. And yeah, and I'm pretty sure as long as this is on the field, like, your opponent is kind of just screwed with any kind of generic, like, a big board damage, because you can reallocate all of it to this. So Lucifer, if you have 3 units on the board, is actually only really killing this thing. So that's really, really good. I think this is going to be a really strong piece of Robo support, and I'm glad to see it. I definitely think it's going to be a really nice bit of support the deck kind of needed. That will help it moving forward. It's generic enough to be pretty good, and I just think it's a good card. Next, we've got Zayreg, 4 Dead Horsemen of Frozen Earth. This is a really cool card. So, this is a Death Shade, Earth, Betrayer, Beast. Realistically, the main one... they all matter, to be honest, right? Death Shade is the new deck. Betrayer is looking to, be its own deck, finally. We know we're getting lots of those. You could build it. Beast you can also build, like in Vanquisher or something. Beast is its own thing, but Earthbeast is, the way things go. So, this obviously has the important attributes to that. What does this do? It's a 6/3/1, level 2. During your turn, if a unit entered your opponent's field this turn, you can special summon this from your hand as an instant action. That is very, very, very good. This is basically going, okay, well, you've Lucied me or you Treasure Catted me, that's fine. I'm just going to go ahead and summon this and laugh at you. And when this destroys an enemy unit, you burn 1, which is also really good. So, but burning 1 while also getting to remove something, it's 6 attack, which means your opponent can't do any of those silly... realistically, the worst case scenario is something like your opponent slams down a Lucifer and you lose your board, and somehow you have 5 attack left over. You've kept enough of your board that you go 2 attacks swinging into center, and then they summon a Cheshire Cat, something, right, to make it 6. That's the worst case scenario, right? Where you're just there fully on suicide watch, you can't do anything and you're just done. This means that's never going to happen. You can just slam this down. It's a special summon. At the end of the day, you're getting this free value. This seems really generic, and with how sort of a lot of basically every hand deck is playing is playing one of these things that will just summon itself, right? I'd be a Lucifer or Treasure Cat because they're basically all blue. This is really, really solid. But also there's Vabilsion. Don't forget that in yellow. And remember that this can attack over Vabilsion as well. So this is a really, really good card. I think we'll be seeing play. Then we've got Atlas Military Base Defense Unit Snail. This is a 2/5/1 level 0 military. It's got a strike, that does matter. It's basically better stats than Yamada. The Volnar level 0, which is a 1/5/1, I believe, so slightly better stats. 2 HP does actually matter in hitting over Cheshire Cat, so, cool. But yeah, this is just a nice option to have. It's nothing crazy, but it's nice to have. It really could have come a lot earlier, though, and it wouldn't have been an issue. Finally, we got our Marchshot Tournament promo, and this is actually an English exclusive for now, and it's a brand new Viola Furiosa, Raging Fell Dragon of Endless Strife. This is a really cool card. So Dragon Darkness, 5/6/2, so 6 HP is obviously big because fuck you, Lucifer. As an instant action, you can DR3 and pitch this card to draw 1. That's obviously pretty good because it's not costing you resources, it's just free filter, setting up your drop zone, getting a darkness in there, it's level 3, that's very, very nice. The Abyssal Concerto is 5 darkness, 1 level 0, 1 level 1, 1 level 2, and 1 level 3, and then obviously 1 whatever. The nice thing though is that can be from grave or from removed. So this is your way. Okay, let me just. All right. Fell Dragon Temple is a bad card, okay? It's a bad card which we are being forced to play because Skystrike Arrow is one of the most ridiculously broken cards in the game. I recently learned it stops the Trickster ability. I don't know if you knew that, but if your opponent pitches a counter that says play this, you can Skystrike Arrow, banish the counter that said play this, and it does nothing. Right, so keep that in mind. And on top of that, they're banishing your abyssal summon things trying to abyssal summon when you try and do this and then fizzles. So it's a ridiculous card. So you're forced to play your Fell Dragon Temple just to do anything. And I'm not saying that this replaces that. What I am saying is that Fell Dragon Temple's a bad card, and I can't wait to not have to play it anymore. This might help. Probably won't. We're probably still forced to play Fell Dragon Temple for the time being. But, this card is doing a lot in giving you an additional option and enabling a whole new build of darkness. Why? What is that? Well, when it is abyssal summoned, you look at the opponent's hand and you discard 1 card from your opponent's hand. That's obviously really powerful because most of the time your opponent's going to have 1, maybe 2 pieces of interaction they can play from your hand during your turn. So if you just go, nope, gone, that is going to suck for them. It's certainly going to force them to play it at that time, which... okay, fine. But then you're looking at this whole new way of playing darkness. It's super discard focused, which could be playing Reign of Tears, I believe it's called, in combination with this card, and really focusing on abusing this card, and that could be really interesting. Outside of that, realistically, this is probably a 2 of. This probably for now replaces Old Viola, just because. Well, does it? I don't know. Old Viola is also quite nice. Maybe I think maybe you can play both. You'd probably be like 2 and 1 in that case, just depending on the. I mean, Old Viola is really, really good. You know, board wiping is quite nice. Yeah, you know, it's an option. But there we go. That is it for this video. I tried to go as fast as possible, but it's still 20 minutes. Sorry. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And let me know what you think. Comment section down below. What are your thoughts on the cards? What are your thoughts on the roadmap? And I will see you guys in the next video. Cheers.